got something for you. We got something for you, you. It's something Megapod shiny. It's wrapped in Megapod plastic. Put on your Megapod jammy. It's time for Megapod-tastic. 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 Megapod-tastic.
Good morning. Welcome to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. Hey, Perp.
Hi.
Did you see what just happened, Perp? Did you catch what just happened?
You went, yeah.
I went live. I went live, went to hit the opening music and realized I was in Max's profile. And I'm like, I'm not in my profile, but so we got this weird little awkward. We got someone joining us for the first time tonight. A great guy that I hung out with at Dragon Con this year. Got a great YouTube channel called Coker Culture. It's Zach Coker.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome.
So good to be on here. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, happy to have you.
Very happy.
Yeah, I also told Blue Jay come on in because I see Blue Jay's in the comments there. And there he is. Blue Jay has arrived. Welcome to the party, Blue Jay.
Hello.
How's it going, fellas?
It's a wonderful. Yeah, it is Monday night. Man, my days are running together.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. Yes, yes. By the way, I put it in the thumbnail. Ooh, Superman poster.
Yeah.
That poster looks amazing. I have it as my wallpaper on my phone. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. That and the music, I'm like, oh man, it's slightly tweaked John Williams. I love it. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted slightly tweaked John Williams.
Oh my god, that's was funny enough. This morning I went to Chick-fil-A to get some breakfast and all. So I was waiting in line, and then I looked at my phone. Then I saw the poster and it's the music. I was almost in trance. I almost missed my food. It was so good.
No, that's Michael Giacchino, right?
No, it's John Murphy.
John Murphy. Oh, okay. I thought it was Giacchino. All right, it's very good.
I would have been surprised if it was him too, but he did the score for I think Guardians 3. I gotta look at what he's done in the past, but that's definitely John Murphy.
Okay.
Zach, what did you think of it?
I thought it reminded me quite a bit of a promotion for the old original Christopher Reeves movies. And so it gave me a lot of nostalgic vibes. And I really, really loved that. And I think James Gunn, is kind of in our generation of understanding kind of what we want and what we're hoping for out of a Superman movie. And he's doing a good job of teasing us with it right now.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, Little Everett, wrong one. Little Everett says yodel-a-hee-hoo.
Yodel-a-hee-hoo. We have to yodel to him.
Yes.
Don't be creeped out. We have to yodel every once in a while.
And let's see. Now, I did accidentally click this one, so I'll say, Joe, have you seen the cartoon Time Squad? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that one. Does anyone remember that one?
Cartoon Time Squad. No. I know a Time Squad. I think that's like a video game and then they did an animation on it. Something Time Squad?
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know if it was called cartoon.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Figure Drawing says your channel sounds like an edgy 80s Wall Street documentary.
I'll take it.
Very specific.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, one thing, I don't really have any set topics. I kind of threw Christmas and Craven and Superman in the thumbnail because, Superman. And I saw Craven. I saw half of Craven. I saw 50% of Craven and got bored and walked out. I mentioned that on a couple streams now.
So you put him in the thumbnail. I walked out an hour in.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it's the hot story now.
Let's clickbait him anyway.
Well, here you go. I sat through the entirety of Craven.
Did it get better?
That's not him. Wait a minute. Was there a remake already? Damn.
Who
It
said
was
that?
okay. I mean, it's not well, it's not really good, but I can see it. It's trying.
Well, it's like I said the other day. It's interesting to me that this is the one. Like, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like, I mean, your actions speak volumes, and it was clear as day to me that Sony had a ton of faith in this movie, a ton of faith, because they're like, we're going to give this a prime Christmas release. We're not burying this in January or February. Christmas release. We're so confident that if we show you the first 8 minutes, you're going to be so taken that you're going to have to see this.
Joe, what if I
it's
told you that is a
good.
Joe, what if I told you that is something when they're not confident that studios do?
Well, I believe they weren't confident people were going to go see the movie.
Yeah, $11 million opening weekend.
Right. But
Right.
that
see what you're saying.
But that was their power move. Their power move was
Yes.
like, hey, you're not planning to see this, but when we show you these,
I
8
remember
minutes,
Terminator.
wanna.
I remember Terminator Salvation. I think they did that where they showed like the first 8 minutes, and I remember that movie did not like it ended up opening to like number 2. So
Dawn of the
Yeah.
Dead. Remember the Dawn of the Dead remake, the Zack Snyder one? They did that too, because a lot of people were like, I'm not going to go see this. Dawn of the Dead's a classic.
they released the opening.
They released the first 10 minutes.
No way.
Yes.
That's
And
the best part of the
and
movie.
It turned everyone
and they
around.
did that for
Everyone-
they
It
did
got
that for Mortal
everybody to
Kombat.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did that for Mortal Kombat, which was the best part of the movie.
And this is something that Paramount has been doing with their Star Trek shows since the beginning of Paramount Plus. But even when it was CBS All Access, they were like, okay, we got a new Star Trek, a new season of Discovery, a new season of Strange New Worlds. Here's the season premiere on YouTube. Check out the season premiere. We're so confident when you watch that season premiere, you're going to subscribe because you're going to want to see the rest.
They did that with Chucky too.
Right. So it's funny because then how, like Madam Web, some of the others, they hide the reviews. They're like, the embargo is, we're not going to show you the reviews till the day of release. This one, they didn't hide the reviews. They were out like over 24 hours in advance. So it's like there was confidence in this film, and it's not good. It's weird.
I mean, I've heard it's worse than Madam Web. It's worse than Morbius, and I actually liked Morbius. I know I might be in the minority there, but I thought Sony did an okay job with that one. But I honestly, just what they could have done and hearing what they did, like it's head scratching. The fact that they could have pulled in Spider-Man at any point and used just the billing of Spider-Man's going to be in here with these guys, and just never taking the opportunity to do that. And now being at the point where they're thinking about having to just reboot after we get Spider-Man 4 and what that'll look like and what that'll be.
Well, I think I've always thought that the idea of doing a universe of Spider-Man villain films is not a bad idea. It's just the way they executed it to me. As much as I liked Venom, I also like Morbius too. Madam Web wasn't good. Craven wasn't good. It's just I just think it's a very poorly handled universe in my opinion. And then just outside of Venom, the other 3 films that are not Venom are just not financially good for them.
Now, you see, I'm going to disagree with you on Madam Web. I think Madam Web is the 3 Venom movies are the best that they've done, but I think Madam Web is the 4th best that they've done because it showed a willingness to try different things. It's a really interesting movie. It's a movie it's a superhero movie where the main character isn't really a superhero. It's a movie about what would you do? Like, how can seeing the future alter things? And it's really interesting. It's not great. And I think part of the problem is, and we've heard this from Dakota Johnson. Dakota Johnson came out and said, "This isn't the movie I made." Those were like practically her exact words. I may have it a little wrong, but but she said something like, "This isn't the movie I made," or "This isn't the movie I signed up for." So I think that movie was tampered, because we know, as Perp pointed out when the movie came out, the villain's dialogue was all ADR'd.
There's
What
so
did they
much ADR
change?
over.
Yeah, what did
Yeah.
they change? There was something else. The dialogue was something was different, and they went in. I don't think that movie that we got is the movie that was shot. You all hear all the direct, release the air cut, all that.
I think that's
I'd be
with all the
very
Sonys. I think that's with all the Sonys. I think Madam Web is a very special case. In fact, I actually love that movie. It is so, I'm a big fan of, like, quote unquote bad cinema, and in that case, like, I think that movie is hilarious, and it's actually very special because you could only get that type of movie normally from just absolutely incompetent people trying to put a movie together more like low budget. And the fact that came from a major studio, it's special. It should feel like it should be treasured, and it should be looked at as like, you know what, this is a great thing. Like that Jerry Lewis clown Holocaust movie back in the day, something just like so weirdly put together. It should be honored in a way. I'm not going to be surprised if Madam Web makes it in my top 10 just for the comedy aspect. You know?
I mean, I was never bored in Madam Web. I was bored in Craven.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think-
Craven, at the very least, to me, this is to me anyways, Craven, with all of his pitfalls, at least it's trying to be something. I don't think Madam Web, I can't say that the people making it just don't care. I think the movie just acts like it doesn't care. That's how I look at the movie. It just, from the way it was shot, the way it was edited, the way it was just acted, most of the film just has this attitude like, well, this is a paycheck for us, so let's just put it out there. It's just not really do anything with it. Craven, at least, they have something there. It's just way too long. It's very poorly paced, poorly plotted, and it's, except for some good action in here and there, but it's very sporadic. It's been spread out. So
It's like Madam Web.
yeah,
I think in theory, I think you're going to see exactly what Sony was trying to do. I think the attempt was you boost up your villains by having sort of origin stories or different characters by origin stories. And then you're going to try to have them meet up in a big event type of film. I think we're going to see that in a way with the DCU, and how, look what happened with Penguin. They just greenlit Clayface. You're going to see what Sony's attempt now with DCU. Now they could actually see and learn. It's like, okay, this is how you do it, like that. Like there's like Hollywood kind of like cannibalizes itself and its own ideas and sort of restructures its own ideas and stuff. And I see you're going to see exactly what the attempt was, what the intent was, what I mean to say with this, in terms of building up your villains, because there's already precedent for that. If you think about like the early Burton successful Batman movies, they're more villain movies than they are Batman. You're concentrating on the origin of Joker. You're concentrating on the origin of Penguin, and you're following them because Burton loves his freaks more than he loves like Batman. So there's an audience that's already implanted in an audience member mind. I think they could accept villain stories without actually having heroes. And now Penguin is another factor of like, look at how successful that was. It did not need Batman. And we know that there's a Batman because we saw the movie, but it did not need Batman, and it was successful when it's just concentrating on the character itself. And there's a roadmap for this.
The difference I think that Sony never got that DC did get with not just the new stuff, but you can go back to, like you were saying, the old Burton Batman films where there was so much focus on how did we get this villain. And what DC's done a great job of is they're not trying to make them human. They're not trying to humanize them or make us feel sympathy. Like by the end of the Penguin series, you hate him. You realize why he's a bad guy and he's a villain. And I feel like with Morbius and Venom, I feel like was a huge success because people love Venom. He fits the anti-hero thing. He is without
He's
a doubt.
visually really cool. Like he's just
Yeah.
a cool looking guy. Like
Yeah,
everyone,
he's
Everybody
also
even
understands,
kids
and
love him. Yeah.
Venom's been in pop culture more so than any other Spider-Man adversary. I don't even want to say villain, because we all know, we've seen the good and the bad of Venom, and obviously these movies showcase more of that good side. But why are you trying to make us feel something for Morbius? Why are you trying to sympathize Craven the Hunter? DC's not doing that. These are our bad guys. This is why you should hate them, and why you should root for Batman.
Yeah,
Why
the
you
problem.
should. I mean, it's building up the villain, where Sony is saying, we want you to care about these guys, but eventually we may throw them to Spider-Man. But here's why they're all right.
Well, yeah, because they're trying to make them anti-heroes. Like Morbius. I can see like a Morbius. I like Morbius, but I can see you can see a good movie in there for like most people that were shitting on it.
Yeah, I
Right?
enjoyed Morbius.
No, I liked it too.
I could
I liked it too.
I could also imagine a lot of these pitches going into Sony. I could imagine these filmmakers going in there with, okay, this is how we do it. We have to kind of make them the anti-hero, but we do need to get the fall. Do need to get them to have the huge fall so that they're the
All right.
villains set up for Spider-Man. They never get a chance to do the fall, and they end up just like do it. I can imagine Sony steps in and they're like, okay, let's take away that, and little by little, it's getting chipped away into the just the anti-hero status, and not like the fall. Which, again, why I believe James Gunn and why he's so smart in terms of the pitch. Even though this is Matt Reeves thing, he sees in the Penguin, it's you put these characters to their genre, the correct genre and the correct rating for that genre. So Penguin was done as a gangster show, rated R. When you see he's hiring Mike Flanagan, you see he's doing a horror film for Clayface, right? So I have total faith in what he's doing, because he himself, and he's talked to all the other studio execs. He knows what's happened with the other shit and why it didn't work. He's worked very closely with Kevin Feige. I totally believe his roadmap is going to work. I think he's going to perfect what all these other studios and films that were successful, what they did. I think that's sort of what he's doing. Even with like the call of the beginning of the move of when he got the Superman movie, it's called Superman Legacy. And then we're hearing the John Williams theme. He's like mending wounds. He's putting it all together. It's great. I was even able to do a sample of how what he did easily could go into the Zack Snyder's Snyderverse, the Man of Steel score. It like flows. He's
That
like
goes
putting
hard though. I just listened to that. That goes
so
hard.
go to my channel and you could see it flows. You could see it goes directly into the rhythm of the Man of Steel soundtrack. I put it together. He's gonna mend all wounds in a way. He's gonna put it all together. I have total faith in James Gunn. Call me a gun nut. I don't care. I see it.
I need to address one of my pet peeves. Hits in the chat again. Samuel says Sony needs a leadership reboot. Okay. I've been talking about this for a while. People seem to be so focused on a couple of movies. Madam Web, Craven, these Spider-Man movies, that is the tiniest percentage of what Sony puts out in a year. Sony is my favorite studio. They are the studio that is most devoted to the theatrical model. They don't own a streaming service. They said we're devoted to the theater. If you look at some of the movies Sony has put out, everyone's like Madam Web and Morbius, and now Craven. That's 3 damn movies. This is a whole studio that has put out a whole slate of movies. In the past couple of years, we've gotten things like Anything But You. I didn't see it. A lot of people love that movie, the one with Sydney Sweeney. We got a new Ghostbusters movie. The Garfield movie did really well this year. I know my kids loved that one. I didn't see it, but Bad Boys Ride or Die, I know people love the Bad Boys movies.
Yeah.
I haven't seen 3 or 4. There's the Saturday Night Live movie was through Sony. We had Dumb Money last year, Equalizer. And it's so funny because this is an entire studio that has an entire slate of movies, but people laser focus on those Spider-Man movies and act like that's the entire output of the studio. No, Sony does not need a leadership reboot. Sony is doing great. Sony's putting out great content. Their Spider-Man movies have suffered. That's it. And let's not forget the Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse and like those Spider-Verse anime. That's Sony too. Sony is doing fine. The only thing where they're dropping the ball is these Spider-Man movies. And I think the answer
Ghostbusters
is Ghostbusters. Exactly.
Yeah.
They need an architect.
The problem with Sony in this regard, and it's not a Sony problem. It's something that they can't fix. It's in the zeitgeist with the rest of us. And I saw this comparison earlier today, and I feel like it fits here great. And that is that Marvel movies have become so paramount as far as superhero things come, and we're so used to the standard of Marvel superhero that whatever anybody else comes up with in the superhero genre, it's going to be compared to what Marvel's done lately, especially because of the fact that we know Marvel and Sony partner on the Spider-Man movies, but most of us are going to say those are Marvel, that's not Sony. So anytime that Sony puts out one of these, it's going to be compared to Marvel. And the comparison I saw was that Marvel has become like LeBron James as far as playing basketball. And the fact that LeBron at his age will go out there and have a 38-point game and everybody will shrug their shoulders and say, well, LeBron's getting old. Older LeBron would have done this because they've gotten used to that legendary level of play. And Marvel's like that now, to where, you know, it's still breaking records. I mean, we saw what Deadpool and Wolverine did earlier this year as far as being the highest rated R-rated or the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. And people are going to look at Sony and be like, why can't you do this? And I think you're onto something, Joe, with the fact that they don't have a Kevin Feige. They don't have a James Gunn. We don't know who is driving the boat over there.
I, several months ago, threw out two names that I think could take the reins at Sony's Spider-Man properties and really do well with them. One of those names was J. Michael Straczynski, who knows a little something about world building. The guy created Babylon 5. He outlined an entire 5-year arc for that show from day one and created trapdoors for every character so that if an actor had to leave the show, it wouldn't screw up his 5-year arc. He had a contingency plan for each and every character in case of an emergency. That's insane world building. He wrote Amazing Spider-Man for years for Marvel, created the villain for Madam Web. That was a creation of his, and he didn't like what they did with it. But God, you give that to a guy like him, he's a proven track record. I also said Joss Whedon, who gave us the first Avengers. He's a wonderful talent, and he's he's not really working right now because he made some mistakes. Now we know from an article that came out a couple of years ago that he's been getting help. He's been seeing, therapists trying to right himself. So this may be perfect for him for a comeback story. I don't know, and if not them, there's other people. But you need your James Gunn or your.
I don't know if he'd be interested, but I could see Taika. And I don't know how you pronounce his last name. What
Taika Waititi?
Yeah.
But I could see him if he wanted to. He's got the humor element that we see and recognize within Spider-Man more so than many other comics. And I feel like he would do a good job of knocking it out of the park. Really, if you could get any of these guys that have worked with Feige or have worked with Gunn and see how the plan's laid out, then that's what Sony can build off of.
Or they could actually look in-house because Sony works with Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and those guys are
they'd be perfect. Yes. They'd be perfect. And by the way,
they do the animated stuff, and they're amazing with that.
We have our first member on Crazy Joe's concession stand. Lisa is our first member. Thank you, Lisa. For you, we get out. Super Chat Hippo. Super Chat Hippo sings his song. Lisa's our first member.
Ungodly.
Membership
that thing freaks me out, man. Even
You
the noise
too.
it makes, it's like Ju-on. It's like The Grudge.
You too can be a member. You too can be a member at Crazy Joe's concession stand. So there you go. Now Anthony, he has an intense hatred for Sony. I think Tom Rothman like broke in and robbed his house in the middle of the night or something. I don't know, stole his Christmas presents. I don't know what happened, but Anthony just has a intense hate of Sony as a company. But yeah, there you go. Oh, what else do we got?
CGH wants a link.
Oh,
You want to
all
try?
right.
This guy's really random, Zach. Get ready.
Talk about Superman.
CGH with
I
Superman.
mean, we talked about. I mean, I listened to Perp stream this morning about it, so we had that awesome argument with another somebody. You know what I'm talking about, Perp?
No. Oh, CS.
Yes.
I love that guy. I saw Nosferatu.
Oh, what'd you think of it?
I'll wait for CGH.
Did you read the private chat?
Huh?
Private
you
chat,
sent
yeah.
the link?
Sean says that, yeah, thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. All right, what else we got?
Samuel. No, I want to say Samuel. Love your profile picture, though. Love that profile picture. I see.
What is it? What is it?
Oh no, it's a character from Arcane, the Netflix show. I was like, I see you, dude. You got good taste.
Was that season 2?
Yeah, or season 1. Yeah, this is from what he appeared in season 1. It's a great show. I highly recommend it.
I saw Nosferatu. Can I give my review?
Yeah, give it to us.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
Okay.
Is this the movie that's going to make me an Eggers fan? Let's start with that.
How do you feel about did you ever see any of the other Nosferatus?
I mean, I saw the original, the old silent.
Did you see the Herzog one?
No.
No? Okay. Did you see Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford?
Years ago.
How do you feel about that one?
I remember I wasn't crazy about it.
Okay. Because it's like, okay, I'll just say I love this movie. I loved it.
Okay.
It was a beautiful blend and mix of Herzogs and Coppola's. I felt like this is the most fun Robert Eggers has had in a film. Like I was having a blast with this thing. It is visually like beautiful. I love it felt like some of the stuff was model work, which I really appreciated. The cinematography is amazing. The performances, the one that actually blew me away. Everyone's talking about Lily Depp, and she was great, especially in the latter half. She really brings it. But that Lex Luthor kid, Nicholas Hoult, was freaking awesome. He was awesome, especially in the first half. It's more his movie in the first half, and then it's Lily's movie in the second half. I loved it. And then Willem Dafoe gets in there, and it's just like, man, it's just crazy. It's a crazy fun little gothic movie. Yeah, I really appreciate it. The one quote unquote critique is that it's, again, if you know the story of Dracula, if you know the story of Nosferatu, if you've seen Herzog, if you've seen Coppola's Dracula, you've basically seen the story. It's a very faithful retelling of the story. So because of that, I was really just admiring the craftsmanship. You know, it's very a flashy movie visually, and just the way the camera moves and how the actors are presented and the monologues they're saying. It's just I just focused all on the craftsmanship that made it fun for me. So some people might not like taste like, okay, yeah, it's another retelling of Dracula. So what? I loved it. I could see why people are really responding to it, because it really does get to the sexual nature of Nosferatu. It isn't, but at the same time, it isn't gratuitous, which I found very very surprising. While it got into the sexuality of Nosferatu and Dracula, that story, it didn't get gratuitous. So I think that's something kind of admirable and good, again, craftsmanship. I was just focusing a lot on the craftsmanship of this, and I loved it visually. The soundtrack was great, and the performances were just, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I highly recommend Nosferatu.
Well, maybe this will be my second Eggers film. Maybe I'll give him another shot.
Also, the design of Nosferatu, some people might not. It's definitely not as creepy as the original. You know what I'm saying? But it gets really cool, especially at the end.
I was gonna say, I know what you mean when you talk about the sexual nature of Nosferatu, because when you look at this guy, that's just pure unadulterated sex right there.
How can they not?
That's just
oozing sexuality.
I mean, come on. I'm getting a little excited. Too excited now. So, all right, let's take that down.
Yeah, I felt like this is Eggers' like summer blockbuster. This felt more like he's having so much fun, way more than even The Northman, which was like his action movie.
And there's our channel member, Lisa. So, welcome, Lisa. Oh boy. I'm going to check it out. I got to give this guy a second chance. I mean, I was so offended by The Witch. I didn't see anything else he did. But I think it's time.
Man, really? Not even The Lighthouse?
I didn't see The Lighthouse. Yeah, he's good.
He's great.
I saw from the director of The Witch and said, no, thank you.
Oh. And damn.
Are you a fan, Zach?
I'm a fan of Nosferatu. I can't say I'm a huge fan of Robert Eggers. And I didn't see The Lighthouse. I saw The Witch. Again, that one was kind of slow for me. And what I will say in little movie perps comparison of Nosferatu, I'm glad to hear it's not straight up like Bram Stoker's Dracula, because that's one that honestly I don't know if I ever finished, because that one felt like a slog for me. Compared to the Herzog version, and of course the original. So knowing that it's not in that same vein, but a mix, I mean, it's something that I've been looking forward to and wanting to see, because I'm a horror movie buff. I absolutely love anything scary. Those are my movies to see without my kids, without my wife, because she doesn't do scary movies. So I've been really anticipating that one to come out.
Awesome. Yeah, we've had a great year in horror in general, I think.
We've just in general, this has been one of the best years for movies that I can remember. It's just been like one, as the kids say, banger. I believe that's what the kids say, after another.
Started with Argyle, right? Big Woke Joe.
Argyle. Actually, even before that, I think the first because Argyle was February. I think Beekeeper was January.
True, Beekeeper was
really good.
Gas station scene.
Yeah, Beekeeper was
great.
Great.
Gas stations were lit like that.
Argyle was great. The Fall Guy. Oh my lord, that was so much fun, and it's just been one after another this year.
Yeah, early on there was a smaller indie movie called Love Lies Bleeding. That was phenomenal, and
I heard of that one.
Yeah, it was with Kristen Stewart. I was really hoping it would be remembered for award contention, but it's like gone. It's not getting any recognition right now.
Anthony, no. 2024 has not been mid, not even remotely. It's just been
there's been good ones, especially for horror, man. For me, like Cuckoo, Long Legs, like oh my god,
how many
Oddity, Mads, like
you can throw The Trap in there. I thought The Trap was fantastic.
Oh yeah, Trap with that's the M Night one. Yeah,
Joe and I disagree on this one.
I liked it the first time I saw it. I really liked it the first time I saw it until the ending. I thought there were too many endings. I didn't think it held up quite as well in the second viewing.
Did you see that other? There's another concert movie called or Diva movie. Smile 2 was. I thought was.
I haven't seen
really
Smile 2
I haven't
yet.
seen it either, which is
shocking. I hear it's better than the first one though.
Yeah, it's good. The opening scene is wow. It'll suck you right in. Just watch the first. Yeah, they should have put the first 8 minutes of that one out. Oh my god!
I think they knew people would come to see Smile though.
It was so good.
How many movies this year have we seen between you and I, Perp? How many movies this year have we seen?
I could actually literally count them because mark on my letterbox. So
Yeah, but how many have we seen that we've then said this is one of the best films of the year? Like, I feel like we kept saying that all year long.
yeah, it kept coming up. Heretic recently for me, I was like, damn, Heretic is sick, man.
Heretic was great.
Can't stop thinking of that one. I saw it recently, that's why I can't stop. Nosferatu now, like, damn.
I feel like this is the year that we got cinema back. Like
yeah.
This is the year that broke the COVID curse, and we have people wanting to go to the theater again.
And I'll tell you something. I think in recent memory, this is the year that and I'm not talking just in the theaters. I'm talking at home on my television. This is the year that I have watched the least amount of superhero movies in a long time.
Wow.
Because like Marvel and DC were kind of like dominating for a while there. Maybe not the box office, like, DC wasn't doing so
next
great.
year.
But I went and saw like Flash and Shazam like 5 times each. I loved those movies. So, and then I watched them again when they came to Blu-ray. So it's like there's been so many superhero, and this year I just was kind of like, it's just been amazing. One amazing film after another.
I mean, we only comic movie we got was like Deadpool, Wolverine.
That was the only Marvel film.
I think there was like 5, including Joker. In total.
The Madam Web one, all those Sony ones.
Okay, Bloom Driver. 2024 is the worst year for film and cinema history. Okay. You drop the names of the bad films. You drop the names of those bad films.
They're just going to mention Madam Web. There's so many, many. I'm looking it up. I've seen 120 films in 2020.
Yeah. Bloom Driver, did you see I Saw the TV Glow? Did you see Heretic? Did you see My Old Ass? Did you see what are some of the others that we named this year?
Well,
I'm blanking now. I haven't seen it, but Heath
Rebel
swears
Ridge.
by
Even a Netflix movie was good for me.
Sweet.
Zoe Kravitz killed it with her debut with Blink Twice. I highly recommend that. You want your little charming Disney movie? My Penguin Friend was absolutely a delight.
Heath swears by The Bike Riders. I didn't see that one, but he said The Bike Riders is amazing. He said Horizon's amazing. So those are 2 that I didn't see that have been named.
Nora, which I loved.
It's just been The Substance.
The Substance.
Oh my!
I was trying to get away from the horror. We've had a phenomenal year for.
You see, look at this. Look at this. He doesn't name any of the decent movies that are out. He just names the same old crap. I mean, like,
like I said, I saw 120, bro. You're mentioning a couple.
Yeah, Bloom Driver. Did you see My Old Ass? Did you see Heretic?
Why are you watching bad movies, man?
Yeah, it's like you're. There's been
why do you watch
so much good movies this year.
Check this out.
I've seen.
Why do you watch Dogman?
Dude, I've seen 46 movies in theaters. I need help.
You don't even need theaters, bro. Netflix did Rebel Ridge. That shit was fucking awesome. Sorry for cursing.
Actually, no. Actually, scratch that. I've seen. This is the movies in total.
Furiosa. Get out of here.
There's Moana. There's
Cuckoo.
Okay. I've seen 35 films in theaters.
Even the studio horror movies are good. The studio prequel, First Omen, was amazing.
First Omen was amazing. Oh, yeah, Zach, did you see the First Omen?
I did. I didn't see it till it was on streaming, but I did watch it on Hulu. It was very good.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh,
that's a prequel. Like,
look,
that's a studio horror film. What the hell is a studio horror film?
Oh, freaking
James
Wild Robot
brings up another one, The Wild Robot. First of all, no, he's half wrong there. That's definitely a classic. That's a modern classic.
I love that movie.
And there's another great animated film out right now called Flow. Oh my Lord, Flow is so good.
Yeah,
I can't recommend that one enough. Yeah,
animation stacked this year.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm very late to the party, but I saw Inside Out 2 this weekend, and I've heard mixed things on it, but I as a psychology teacher, I've used Inside Out 1 in talking about emotions and stuff like that for years, and seeing this one as I teach teenagers and see teenagers every day, oh my gosh, it was like chef's kiss seeing that movie. I mean, that's something I'm going to be able to use for decades.
That's awesome.
I think the best animated film this year is Transformers 1.
Oh, yeah.
That movie's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was another one. I forgot about that.
My children loved that movie.
By the way, Little Everett is desperate to know if I've spoken to Todd. I'm sorry, Little Everett. I have not spoken to Todd. I apologize. It's just haven't had a chance yet. I'm forgetting. Like that's how crazy this year's been. It's like I can't even keep track of all the movies. It
Roadhouse
blows
came
my
out this year.
mind. It blows my mind that like we're week after week after week talking about all these fantastic movies that just came out, and then people are going to say like it's a bad year. Borderlands and The Crow. I mean, come on. Those are movies that
That same actor of The Crow literally has another movie that came out that actually did not do so well in the box office. The trailer was very obnoxious. I'll admit it. It turned me
All
off.
right.
But I
Okay.
finally saw it. It's called Boy Kills World. The actor of The Crow. It's such a great movie. Such a great like dystopian action film. The action scenes are like and choreography is fantastic. So literally the guy that did The Crow did another movie that was great. So
Okay.
yeah, great. It's great. It's a great year. Monkey Man. Dev
Bloom
Patel,
Driver.
debut.
Bloom Driver is a confirmed troll. It may even be Skullman.
No, it's okay. He could have his opinion. I'm not going to call him.
Yeah,
a troll.
no.
It's a
GG,
bad
I
year.
don't
He
know.
thinks it's a bad year. He's
No,
look at the
I'm
movies
not
he's
talking
watching.
about that. I'm talking about his latest comment. His latest
Oh.
comment is enough to get banned. So he's gone.
Oh,
He was telling us the movie he wants to see, and surprise, surprise, it's really edgy and controversial. So
what movie?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But on the note of somebody being in a bad movie than a good movie, I mean, didn't we hear that Sydney Sweeney only did Madam Web so that Sony would fund Anyone But You?
I didn't hear that.
Yes.
That was like a passion project of hers,
like
and so
a
we got
contract,
a
yeah.
great movie.
I think she produced that one.
Yeah,
Anyone
like she
But You.
really wanted that one out.
Boy Kills World was 2023. No, it was that was the festival debut, but it got distribution. It got bought by Sam Raimi's company, and it was wide released in 2024.
Reggie says he's probably the only one who's seen it, but he really enjoyed The Order. I've heard of The Order. I have not seen that one yet.
I saw The Order as a Netflix show, but I don't remember hearing about The Order, a movie.
Is that who's in that? Somebody of note's in that. Is it Pedro Pascal or I don't know.
You Googling it?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. Let's see, The Order. Of course, I'm probably doing this in the most backwards way possible. Nicholas Hoult, Jude Law, Ty Sheridan.
That's a cast.
That
Yeah.
is.
There you go.
Did you like Civil War? I like Civil War. That was good too.
That movie was good. I liked Civil War.
I think we've had a pretty good year.
Have you seen the trailer for Warfare? Perp?
Is that the Asylum Civil War? Because that'd be awesome.
No, it's a new A24 film. It's called Warfare.
By the way, I did just
This year-
confirm it.
This year we got Challengers. It's over, and that same director. By the way, maybe I should review that one. I saw Queer with Daniel Craig. That was great. Same
you said
director.
that was great.
Yeah.
I've seen two
I'm
A24.
rooting for Daniel Craig for Best Actor now. Hope he gets some nominations.
I've seen two A24 films in theater. I saw Civil War, which is my first one overall. Then the second.
That's your first A24 movie?
Mm-hmm. I said
Based.
that. I said it to you when it came out.
Based.
Yeah, I said
Getting
it
the
to you when it
kids.
came out.
Getting the youngins too.
Yeah, and I saw Y2K. That's my second film. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Oh, that's good.
And they're coming out with a VHS release in January, apparently.
That's cool.
Yeah, Y2K was good. Oh God, we forgot Wicked. Wicked was amazing.
awesome.
I haven't seen Wicked yet.
I still
Wicked-
haven't gotten out to see that one yet
Wicked
either.
was Awesome.
The only movies I've seen that came out that Thanksgiving was Moana 2, because I wasn't that interested in Gladiator, not kind of in Wicked, but the runtime was kind of killing me right now. To 2 hours and 40 minutes, I don't know. Moana 2 is like, yeah, I'm gonna go see that in theaters.
Yeah, I need to see that one in theaters too. The only recent one I've seen is Red One, and
I gotta see that.
a lot of people were crapping on Red One, and I don't get it. I mean, it's not going to be a classic that we're going to watch year after year after year.
No, it
But
was okay. It
For
was
what it was worth, my kids were happy, and I had some laughs, so that it was worth the money to me.
I thought it was okay. I saw it at a early pre-screening. Like it was on a Sunday. It was like 6 days before the Friday. It was surprisingly packed, but it was okay. It was mostly fun, but
I
you know,
really enjoyed
half
that
of
one.
it.
I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was fun, funny, and I thought it had a lot of
Immaculate.
no, not
No,
Immaculate.
Red One.
I did bring that up because I want to talk about Immaculate in a
Immaculate
second.
Study.
But I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny, and I thought it had a lot of Christmas spirit. Like the scene. I don't want to give spoilers away, but the scene
Terrifier
at the
3?
end on the sleigh when The Rock sees it when he sees it again,
Yeah.
I got a little teared up. I'm like, that was just a great Christmas moment. I look forward to watching it again. I know it's on Prime now. That's actually a good segue.
It convinced you because I tagged you for a thing where you are 100% correct. Where Red One, at worst, when everyone's making fun of it bombing, it is breaking records on Amazon right now because now it's looked at like the theatrical release is also part of the marketing of Red One. If you put a movie in the theater, even if it bombs, you are making an audience member aware of that. So when it comes out digitally, they watch it, and that's exactly what happened with Red One. While it failed in the theaters
Right.
or underperformed, it is doing awesome apparently.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
huge.
Amazon.
Prime.
And that's the segue I wanted to talk about, actually. Well, first, I just want to say, Jeremy says that Immaculate was top shelf. I kind of hated Immaculate. Immaculate came out around the same time as
Came out first.
Omen, the first Omen. They were very, very similar movies, and I thought one of them was fantastic and one of them was pretty lousy. And I got to blame it on mainly. Well, they were very similar. I saw First Omen first, and First Omen was, as we've talked about, beautifully directed. That director is going to go on to have a big career.
Yeah.
But I really think Sydney Sweeney is a bad actress. I've only
She
seen
brought
her
it in the last 10 minutes of Immaculate. That was pretty cool. Her performance there. I liked it.
Yeah,
Last 10 minutes? You know, when she's like, she's yelling.
Maybe I'll have to watch it, but both movies are streaming on Disney Plus. You can watch both The
Based.
First Omen and Immaculate on Disney Plus. But I do want to segue off the topic about the made for streaming movies, because we were talking about this on MME the other day, and I said something, and Max was like, no, and I think Max is dead wrong on this. Dead wrong. We were talking about how the simple act of putting a movie in theaters gives it a level of importance that a direct-to-streaming movie does not have. And when these movies, and so not Sony, Amazon said it themselves with Air. Last year, the movie Air, about the Air Jordans with Matt Damon, they kind of came out and said, look, we made this movie for Prime. This was to be a Prime release. We put it in theaters, and we don't care how it does in theaters. We don't care, because that's basically marketing for its run on Prime. When we put it on Prime, now you've heard of it. It's something that's been in the theaters. You know what that is. That they said that was their release strategy. Now we're seeing it again with Red One. And I was saying that a lot of these movies, it doesn't really matter whether they do well in the theater or not. Just putting them in the theater gives them a level of importance they wouldn't have had, and therefore it makes them more important to the streaming platform. And I said there's one coming out next month that I think Paramount dropped the ball on, and that is the movie Star Trek Section 31, the Michelle Yeoh Section 31 movie that is coming almost like a month and a week from now. Said, why are they not putting that in theaters? Why are they not putting that in theaters? Because it's a recognizable IP. It's got an Oscar-winning actress who's very hot right now. She's very, very popular actress at this moment in time.
Yep, coming
And yeah, and it's like every Star Trek fan would go out and see that. It doesn't need to be. And then Max is going, that movie wouldn't make money. Everybody thinks $1 billion now. Like, we can't get out of that $1 billion
It's that
headspace.
Marvel mentality again.
Right. Because do you know what the budget was for Section 31? I looked it up. $50 million. They made that movie for $50 million. That's nothing. That's peanuts. That was a very, very low budget movie. You put that in theaters for 1 or 2 weeks, you're going to make your money. You're going to make your money. It doesn't have to be a colossal, huge hit. It just needs to make its money back and lead people. Oh, did you like that? It was out for 2 weeks. You missed it. Oh, guess what? It's now streaming on Paramount Plus. I think they really dropped the ball on that one.
What's really funny is that a lot of these projects are probably being put in streaming because of the lower budget. And then when a filmmaker has a lower budget, they have to get creative. And usually you get a little bit of a kind of a, better story, to do the meme for Blue Jay.
Good
So when you
story.
look- yeah, a good story. So when you look at something like Prey, and it's like, damn, imagine if that went into theaters,
Yeah.
Oh, they
And-
dropped
and
the
then-
ball
and
on
then
that one.
They did, but then they saw that, and what they do with Alien Romulus that was supposed to come to stream.
Well, do you
They
know
put
what
that in
I
the theater, and what happened to Alien Romulus is the top, like one. I think it was one of the top grossing Alien movies or some shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. Disney was going to put Moana 2 just on Disney Plus.
Well,
Right.
Moana 2 was a
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
That they got stitched together to a movie, and it just became the biggest film Thanksgiving opening ever. That's pretty freaking easy for them to do that.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what Netflix will decide to do with the next Knives Out movie. Because I
See, this
know
so-
Glass Onion was limited release. So I certainly hope, because of how big those movies have been, that Netflix will be smart and give the third one more of an extended release in theaters before making it exclusive.
What did Glass
Daniel
Onion
Craig
get?
is fighting for that specifically. He has publicly stated he doesn't know why.
What did
it
Glass
feels like-
Onion get?
And
Was
he's
it-
right. I never saw the sequel, and I saw
Was
the
it-
first one. The first one was
The
an
second
event.
one's
Everyone was
good. It's
talking
not
about
as good as the first, but it's still good.
it. Yeah.
Cast in that is fantastic.
See,
Yeah.
I might actually like it better than the first.
Hmm.
I don't know. They're both so good, but
They
what,
are.
what did it get? 1 or 2 weeks? It got like I can't
I
remember.
think
if
it
only
was
got
2.
Okay.
I
never saw
don't
it.
think it was a
I think it was
one weekend and
Netflix.
done. I think it was 2, but man,
And Ryan Montana says Todd Phillips' first Joker only cost $50 million. Your point. You just made my point. Thank
Yep.
you.
Well, see, you
Thank
know
you.
what I
You
mean?
These movies-
You
know
just
what I
made
mean?
my
it's
point.
sort of like against what Zach was saying, that this Marvel mentality of like, if you're making these movie IPs, they need to be for this expensive. We're seeing like the kind of counter to that now. People are being smarter, and studio execs saw what happened, and now we get that
Okay,
Clayface for 40 million. Hell yeah! Once again, I'm gonna turn this into Gunn knows what he's doing.
So I know what I missed, you guys. I miss when like Disney. Remember when Disney puts out like mid-budget smaller films, like live action films? Like nowadays it's always Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney Pixar, which they're fine. But they didn't have a really good 100th anniversary last year, so why can't you just put their, because I'll correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember that they're now taking their films originally for Disney Plus and put them in theaters. 'Cause I know that Lilo and Stitch remake is for this Disney Plus. The Freaky Friday sequel for Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis coming to theaters as well. It just makes Disney feel like a true studio to me because they put out very, very smaller mid-budget films. And I just feel like ever since like the last decade or so, every film they put out is always a big budget $300 million film. And it's just that type of mentality is not gonna work for you because most of them are not gonna make your budget back by just saying, well, let's put out this Freaky Friday sequel, have it in theater, which I really doubt that movie costs like more than what 30 million because
that'll turn a profit.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
doubt. The nostalgia is there big time for that one to come out.
This
Yeah,
is the
but
difference between Chapek and Iger, because Chapek was putting all this crap direct to TV, and Iger's like, "Why are we doing this?" Like perfect example, Hocus Pocus 2. Do you know the fanaticism around Hocus Pocus? Like every Halloween, people, like especially Disney nuts and like the people who grew up in that generation. By the way, I missed Hocus Pocus. I'm kind of Gen X. It was the generation under me that really went apeshit for that movie. So I kind of missed that one. But that generation, holy God, the fanaticism for Hocus Pocus. And you're making a sequel. You got the original cast back, and you stick that right on TV. What were you thinking? It's like insane.
So yeah, I kind of wish like Disney didn't feel like, I know this sounds a little
They
weird,
have, but they do have like other companies that they probably do have like those mid-budget movies, and they're making it that
yeah, but
way.
like
And so they're
whenever
using their
remember,
brand to be like 100 mil, and then they have like Searchlight Pictures release their.
but yeah, like Disney proper. Like, do you remember back in the day, like Cool Runnings or Eight Below with Paul Walker, like those movies I used to grew up watching in the 2000s, like uh, that shitty under. Remember, you remember Underdog?
Yeah.
Or the original Enchanted. I mean, that fits.
Yeah, so like you can put out movies, small budget films in theaters. They don't have to make like 800 million. Look, Snow Dogs. That
Snow Dogs. I
Snow
forgot
Dogs.
about Snow Dogs.
Oh my gosh, like Air Bud, like something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be like a big blockbuster. It just, if you want to make like a quick profit, just put out a $30 million film, put them in theaters, and just make a small profit back, and then you can have your Marvel film that makes $1 billion. Like, that's what I feel like Disney should be doing, because if
They
they're gonna
don't.
keep losing money from last year,
No. They're like, dude, they listen to the audience. Audience speaks. Like they don't. There's no. If you're gonna, people want to see IP, right? If you go here, I'll put this in the. Hold on.
I mean, yeah, IP, but like, can you like just from a small profit, like Warner Brothers?
That's
like
why they have
Universal does
That's
this
why
all
they
the
have the Searchlight Pictures. They put those movies through that. Like the Disney brand has to work within like certain IP. And when they do original stuff, like they have to put it in, because they have a whole streaming service, and they have to put it in that. All like the stuff like the Diary of Wimpy Kids, like the Hocus Pocus sequels, that all went to the streaming. They need to do it for that. So it's like they're kind of like, and people just wouldn't go to the movies otherwise. I don't know. They have to put it through the streaming shit. Because let me present this.
or Herbie.
I always blame the
Yeah.
audience for this shit. I always end up blaming the audience for this shit. Here, can you present that, Joe? If you look at the top grossing movies of 2024 so far. It's Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Despicable Me 4, Moana 2, Dune Part 2, Godzilla vs. Kong, Kung Fu Panda 5, Wicked, which is an IP, already an established IP, not really a sequel. Venom: The Last. We go back into sequels. Venom: The Last Dance, Beetlejuice, Bad Boys: Ride or Die, Gladiator. Like, audience, they want to watch IP. They want to watch sequels.
What
And,
was
like,
the first?
remakes and
Let's
shit.
see. What is the first one in here that is not a sequel?
That's not anything.
What is the first one that is not
Could
a
you
sequel?
zoom in? Could you
It's
try
not
to
a sequel, or
I mean,
it's the Wild
are-
Robot.
Are we going to count Wicked because Wicked, was
Wicked
a
is an
Broadway
IP,
play?
established
It's
IP.
an IP that people know.
Yeah,
I guess.
But what's original?
the Wild Robot.
Uh,
17.
It Ends With Us at number 15 is the
But that's
first.
based on a book.
No, that's fine. Adaptations, I think,
Yeah, because the Wild Robot's
visual.
based on a book too. Okay, so 15, 17. That's how far we have to go down.
Yeah. And then
at
so nothing else
22.
is gonna make money, right? So it's like they're gonna go through, now they do the award season shit, which audience members never go see in the theaters, and now they have to put their movies through like Searchlight and other companies and shit. And they're not gonna make money. Like, they gotta hope like, okay, there's enough buzz and people want to see a good movie, right? So they gotta like kind of champion that when they get nominated for Academy Awards and they re-release them. Maybe
I
make a
keep
buck there.
saying I think this is going to turn around because
I mean, look at
after-
this. It's not going to like Hollywood
Well,
learns from this. So you're going
right.
to get nothing but IP and sequels
Mhm.
because of this.
Yeah, but I think that when you got to get the people back, and we're starting to get the people back. But you got to remember, after COVID, after the strikes, the people weren't showing up. I think that once the people start showing up again, and now they are, you're going to be able to get more original ideas in there, like
The only
Animation's a good way. Like, people are willing
animation
to
and
give-
horror. Animation and horror is the only original IP you could see in theaters.
Yeah,
today.
horror's been good this year about.
But they don't make
not
this
leaning
much
on
money.
that.
They don't make this much money
No.
unless you're Alien Romulus.
But they see that's the thing. They don't have to. They don't have to be
Yeah,
like
they don't have to.
they don't have to. Like you can
Yeah.
put out like I said, you can put out a movie $25 million and then come out with like 100, like at least double that or like quadruple, triple that, and you'll be fine. So like not every movie has to be like Deadpool and Wolverine numbers. It doesn't have to be. It's just you can have a good variety. You know, I'm not gonna be like we
Yeah,
want original.
the problem is getting the audience to go in and see the original movies. They're just not doing it.
Look at this.
Unless it's horror or animation.
Degrassi says the substance costs less than 20 million. It's grossed 58 million to
It's
date.
horror.
Heretic cost less. It costs 20
It's
million.
horror.
It's grossed 45 million.
Horror's good, man. Horror's keeping them theaters going, you know, but it's not making like this much money.
Yeah, but you're gonna,
as Blue Jay said, to be fair, it doesn't need to.
You're gonna see this turnaround though. This is
Also,
a phase.
see, Civil War. Hold on, Civil War was an A24 film. I looked at the box office, made $126 million worldwide on a budget of $50 million. That's impressive.
That is.
That's an IP, yeah. That's an original IP, technically, yeah. A24's first like summer blockbuster, quote unquote.
Right, 'cause like I've always liked numbers like that, like a smaller box office return on a very small budget. I like that. That's impressive. Like that doesn't mean like people just look at that and it's like, oh, it's like what went wrong. It's like no, that billion-dollar mind is kind of warping people. Like, come on now. So yeah, but I'm not really like the kind of person to be like, oh, I want more original stories. I don't even care. I mean, I'll watch I'll watch anything to at this point. It's just funny how people be like, we don't want good stories. We want good original stories. You're gonna hear that a lot, Perp.
No, Ed K, I think you are also missing that theaters don't want to play any. Theaters want to play what the audience want to see.
I'm trying to pull something up here. Regarding to Ed K is mistaken there when he says theaters don't want to play anything that's not big budget. That is
no.
They'd
go with what the audience wants to see. Hence why The Substance could stay in theaters a little longer because the audience went to go see it.
Because look at this. I'm going to pull up my local theater. We're going to see what's playing right now at my local theater. Okay, here we go. Regal Warrington Crossing. Look at what they're showing here. You got The Order. Okay, that's not big budget. You've got the
Lord of the Rings isn't a big budget one.
Best Christmas pageant ever isn't big budget. You've got, look at this. There's a Bollywood film, Pushpa the Rule Part 2. You got Flow. Look at this, Bonhoeffer. I don't even know what that is.
People don't see this.
The Man in the White Van. Like these are all playing in my local theater right now.
Flow is getting amazing reviews. I bet you people aren't. I bet Flow isn't. No one's seeing Flow. When Flow is getting amazing, spectacular reviews, it might even sweep up that like take that animation Oscar away from all the heavy hitters.
I doubt Y2K had a huge budget. The Return, Homestead. There's a lot of movies out here that are not big budget movies. I mean, how much did A Complete Unknown cost? That's the Bob Dylan biography.
Y2K made Y2K is like $10 million.
Oh shit! There's that Nosferatu.
Terrifier, The Fire Inside.
Baby Girl, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee most of the budget there went to pay Nicole Kidman. That's not some. Yeah, so it's not that they're not showing anything that isn't big budget. They're showing a lot of. They're showing the theaters, if anything, are showing more interesting things now than ever. I don't know about where you guys live, but my area, a lot of Bollywood films are playing in my theaters.
Joe.
Yeah,
they're good action ones. You see
budget for Complete Unknown, it's $80 million.
Really?
That's like The Creator. It's probably because it's a time period.
It's probably like Timothy Chalamet. I don't know.
No, it's the time period. They have to recreate the time period, probably.
True.
Ed
I
K
saw
says,
again queer. Yeah, it looks like it's a hefty budget. It's like it looks like it's all in studio and it's he has to do a whole time period with Daniel Craig and it's like that movie's not going to make that money back. Like no way.
according to AK, Bonhoeffer is a horror film. It's about an evil thing stealing money from old people. I thought he said
It's pretty cool.
yeah. Okay, I might go
I'll
see
watch that.
Yeah. Sounds like Bob the Beekeeper.
There's this awesome Bollywood movie that I think it's actually getting re-released. It's developed a cult hit. It's called Doombad. It's an awesome horror film, really cool horror film. It's like it's like really fresh because it's a horror film with like the arc of Scarface, where it's about this guy's like corruption because he has this witch living in his property, and it's a very interesting, really cool, awesome horror film, and it's getting re-released. Yeah, highly recommend it. Doombad.
Well, we are running up to we're about an hour in, so I think we're about ready to call it quits. Before we go, anybody, week till Christmas, I haven't decided if I'm going to do a show on the 23rd. I might take it off since it's the week of Christmas, but does anybody? Let's say, I just put a clip up today of Perp and I talking about Christmas movies. What's everyone's favorite Christmas movie?
Scrooged.
Oh, Scrooged is good.
Yeah, that's great. Damn it. I didn't even think of that movie.
I know a lot of people would say Christmas Vacation, and that's way up there with me.
That's
but
good too. Damn
my other favorite, I've always had a soft spot for Love Actually.
Nice.
I gotta go with.
They don't make movies like that. Well, no. Yeah, I
guess
anyone but you.
For me, my top two, again, this probably is typical for me because it's just so dead set right in the middle of the 80s. Because my two favorite Christmas movies come from 84 and 85, respectively. It's Gremlins and Santa Claus the movie. I love Gremlins. I love Santa Claus the movie.
See, I need to watch Santa Claus the movie. I had no clue that existed until like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I have so much love for that movie. It's from the Salkinds who made Superman the movie, and if you look at it, it's done in the same formula as Superman the movie, because Superman the movie had the origin. Okay, we're going to do the origin story. We're going to do Clark on Smallville. Then we're going to have him expose himself to the world, and we're going to have a montage of Superman saving people, and then we're going to, in the last third, do the villain story. That's Santa Claus the movie. You get the origins of Santa Claus, you get a montage of Santa through the ages, and then in the last third, John Lithgow shows up and he's the villain that Santa Claus has to defeat. So it's like they took that Superman the movie formula and just totally made a Santa Claus movie around it. And it's so 80s. There's so much McDonald's product placement in it, and I love that. I just love that movie. Apparently, it's huge in Britain. Apparently, it's mostly forgotten in the U.S. for some reason, but apparently in Britain, it's like considered a classic. Maybe that's the next watch party.
Oh God!
Why do you hate Santa Claus? And The Big Lebowski, Santa Claus.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm gonna say Iron Man 3, favorite Christmas movie.
Yes, Jeremy's right. Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore plays the elf, Patch the elf.
Isn't Jaws 4 a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't remember.
In the Bahamas.
Oh my God! I just watched Jaws 3 again the other day. That movie is just painful. I don't know if I could ever watch Jaws.
I love when the shark goes through the glass.
That's great. That's great.
An amazing effect.
I don't think I could ever watch that movie again. Like, I think I've just I think I'm done.
What a great concept too.
The shark goes to SeaWorld.
Yeah. So everyone wants to see that. Way to drop the ball, Jaws 3.
All right.
Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, that's a good Christmas movie. Hell yeah.
All right. You know, I invited, send the link out every week to people. Say, hey, come on, stop by. And today I was like, well, who should I send the link to? I send it to the usual suspects, of course. But then I sent it to a guy we don't hear from in this community nearly enough anymore. And I thought, you know what? We should, I say this community, and of course,
This community means about as much to me as a festering bowl of dog snot.
But Enosh, I sent Enosh the link. I said, yo, Enosh, we never hear from you anymore. Why don't you stop by? He didn't. I'm a little disappointed. We never hear from the guy anymore.
That'd be based.
Degrassi says Frog Tony. I don't think I don't think Frog Tony's ever been on my channel.
I'll send him the invite if you want.
Mike Zero. No, not Mike Zero. Never. Oh no, Mike Zenosh. I don't know who that is. I don't know Mike. Does anyone know Mike Zenosh?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I certainly not Mike Zero. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Thanks, Blue Jay, Perp, Zach. Great having you here, Zach. Love to have you again.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And Greg, I saw Greg. We didn't get a chance to talk to Greg. Greg was in the chat.
Yeah, Greg popped in.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still here, but I'm hoping I get to see Greg next month because I will be in Florida next month. So hoping to see Perp when I'm there, and I'm hoping, and of course, in typical fashion, Splorer and Ryan will be out of town while I'm there. Happens every time I go to Florida. Splorer and Ryan's out of town. So.
Awesome, Joe.
Hey, Zach,
can't wait, Joe.
I got a question for you. I maybe I should ask this off air, but I don't care. I'm going to ask on air.
Okay.
I'll ask on air. There's a video I'm thinking of doing. I'm wondering if you'd be interested in joining me. I probably should just ignore the guy, but he's spreading misinformation, and that bothers me. But there is a guy who has a whole channel. His entire channel is devoted to tearing down an acquaintance of ours, taking that guy's videos and, making fun of him and blah, 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 blah. And I stumbled upon it by accident, and he was talking about Dragon Con. And he was saying how, none of his friends went to Dragon Con this year. None of his friends. But he was deceptively editing the video to cut you and Ryan and I out of the video to make it look like Greg went alone and nobody showed up with him. And you and I and Ryan were in the videos, and this guy was literally cutting us out of the videos and going, what a loser. Nobody else showed up. And I'm like, dude, you're lying to your audience because we're actually in the video you're showing and you're cutting us out of it. And I noticed that then when I said that, he hid me from his channel so his audience wouldn't see my responses. So I'm thinking of doing a video and exposing this guy to get the truth out there that this guy is lying to his audience. And I don't know if you'd be interested in joining us because you were in one of these videos that he deceptively edited, or we could just ignore him.
It's something we can talk about. I mean, that's for sure. It's not me to try to tear people down.
Me neither, but I don't really see this as tearing someone down. I see this as putting the truth out there because this guy is putting out a lie involving people we know. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, to this guy, like, I hope you get hit by a bus or anything. I wish him well. I just kind of want to point out to his audience that he is lying to them.
Part of me wonders, like, if folks like that, because I mean, I see the comments, I see the critiques and stuff like that. And part of me wonders, I have to feel like those people, the audience for channels like that, they watch the originals. Like, I think they just watch that stuff because it's cool to poke fun at people, especially people that have much bigger followings than they do, or they don't understand why so many people can be into watching some folks do daily things. but I think everybody watches both sides of it, and they're tuning into that to see, well, how's he going to get poked fun of this time? I mean, that's my perspective, and I could be completely wrong. You know, I knock on wood, I feel lucky these folks haven't tried to find me or come after me yet. But I mean, we can talk about it for sure.
All right, everybody. Why don't you everybody tell where people can find you? Look at Perp just giving us the stare down.
Well, for me, you can find my YouTube channel is Coker Culture, and we do vlogs anywhere and everywhere. That's kind of our thing. We do it as a family. It is mainly me talking, but the whole family's in the videos for the most part. We're on Facebook, Twitter or X, Instagram. You can find us all there. We're on TikTok too. So all of it's at Coker Culture, maybe some slight variations, but once you see our logo, that's what you're looking for.
All right. Blue Jay? Did we lose Blue Jay? Oh, there he is.
Don't really have anything much going on.
All right. And Little Movie Perp hates for people to find him. He likes his streams to be.
I like to be the phantom of YouTube. Pokemon, you can't catch me.
Yeah. I might be doing a top 5 best and worst list of the films of 2024.
All right.
I might do that as a stream. I'm planning that as a stream. Like Joe, if you want to come up with like a top 5 best and worst list, no rush really. I don't have a date yet. Just in the planning stage for the end of the year.
All right, I could try to come. I mean, picking a top 5 this year is going to be difficult because
yeah.
Hey, there's Slim Goodbody, everybody. Slim Goodbody. I love putting these green screen characters up here. All right, that's my new toy. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, now count me in. I'd like to do that.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see you probably in. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll come back next week. I don't know. It's Christmas, then New Year's Eve. I don't know. So we'll see. But keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Tell everyone you meet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Don't open it, a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander Adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas.
I know we're having fun.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
And now the song is done.